This is apparently the last food I have to try. Somehow completely forgot to make it. And that about sums up pretty much everything. Well, despite that little hiccup, we are seconds away. Literally seconds away. That 28th star, which is going to give us composites. Yes. I went and built one of these, because I should build one of everything. And there it is. I'm fairly certain I've researched it. Yes. And done. Cool. Oh, I know what I didn't bring over. I don't think I brought a module over. All this ready, I don't think I built a module. I did build and play around with this guy. This guy is out of gas. We'll come back to that. I'm pretty sure. No, I'll bet you I didn't bring a module over for this. You have in you. Of course not. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, we're just going to have to raw dog it. I need some composite lumber. About a dozen. I don't care what kind. Got plenty of epoxy and plastic and boards and logs. I could have sworn we ordered lumber last time, but I've forgotten. I'm gonna make just enough of this. Just enough of this to make myself one upgrade 3. What do you require? Okay, yeah. And then I'll come back, throw it in, make some more. Just to say I've done it. It's because modern upgrade 4s are made out of plastic epoxy and circuits, which we had a lot of. Decided to go straight to a modern upgrade 4. Blade. There we are. Now, granted, we're not going to need a whole lot of composite lumber. I mean, in terms of finishing the game, right? Give me... Yeah, give me that many. The composite lumber shows up so late in the game because it's a component for the computer lab, which you need to shoot down the meteorite. And then it seems like by the time you get to that point of the game, you're more interested in shooting the meteorite down than anything else. Like, your housing doesn't mean as much anymore. We're got 2 stars to go. Not a whole lot of gameplay between now and then. I would... Let's see here. The only thing standing between me and shooting down the meteor... The one time I want to see you floating in the sky, you're not here. The only thing standing between me and that are 4 lasers, a computer lab, and I think doubling my power production. Need 64. Yeah, I still need to build a whole lot of power. But you lasers. Frame glass isn't an issue. What was I building required an electric motor? I kind of just built more of those than I needed, did I? What the hell did I build it for? Maybe I was building a second jaw crusher. Wasn't building the excavator. I've got an excavator, wasn't building the elevator. Anyway, this looks expensive, it's not real. Like, the amount of resources we've got, it's not an issue. And then the computer lab. Pretty sure it's an electronics table thing. Computer lab. You're just a bunch of plastic circuits concrete, and IKEA. Why the concrete's there, I don't know. Just to make it cost more? Concrete costs nothing. Concrete costs absolutely nothing. And there's the cat complaining about something. Anyway. This does mean that, just had to wait a second there. The old cat gets cranky, doesn't get his snacks the right time of day. Where was I? Oh yeah. So, I do want to build a tier 4 house. Now we've got... The only thing I don't have to put in it is bookshelves. Paper making and a tier 4 house requires advanced masonry. Those will have to happen too. Where's my sign at? The only two things I haven't taken yet. Wrong building. Go all the way down here. Now we have polished off. Alright. Save and done. Polished off the main path completely. So what's left? Papermaking's got a bunch of stuff I haven't tried yet. The printing and things like that. Advanced masonry. I just want to make it just to make it. I think the computer lab requires a... just there. I think it requires a tier 3 room? I don't want to be wrong here. You a different color than you were before. Fighting playing tricks on me. Computer lab wants a... oh, it... ooh. Wants a tier 4 room. My normal complaint about advanced masonry is that it always seemed divorced from the rest of the texture because it's sat so late. What you're saying is we actually do need... well, no, can I have... composite lumber. Composite lumber is a tier 4 material. And on the same... carpet is too, I believe. Where are you, Meteor? Know when I need you. Carpet's a tier 4 too as well. I can't remember if it requires composite lumber or not. You. You. Nylon carpet. Just nylon. Okay, nylon boards and epoxy. Okay, that's not an issue. I made a giant pile of nylon just because. It's out here somewhere, isn't it? You can see it. Where are you? Chest. There, yeah. You're either gonna make a whole lot of nylon for a lot of things. You make a lot of nylon once. Nylon carpet. You even have a module? You have that. Yeah, so we had the ability to make tier 4 materials. The moment we had nylon carpet. If I was in here building a... build a room out of wall... build a room out of a carpet. Nylon carpet. Means you have wall to wall to wall to wall carpeting. That works for Barbarella. I'm not sure it works for me. So I made a whole bunch of composite lumber. Not that stuff. Regular stuff for making modules. And kind of forgot to make myself some stuff for a house. I also did a bunch of terraforming just for the hell of it. What's stuck now? You can stay stuck. I don't care about you right now. I have a house to build. I want to build a nice house. So we're getting 3 per? 3 per epoxy and plastic. That's going to be the limiting thing here. Because we're using up a little over a board at a time. 1.05 boards. I could just shoot for this composites upgrade. Save myself all the time. But when have we ever been worried about efficiency? What can I make? 125? Math is fun. So I hate math. 313 composite lumber. I would like it to be redwood, please. Redwood's a very nice color, and I have nowhere near enough food for this. Nowhere near. And I can't even drive back. Am I planting the actual food around here? I can't even drive back because it requires energy to drive the truck. Alright, I'm going to limp my way over here to grab a prickly pear. I'll get the rest of this all figured out. So in terms of tier 4 material, if I wanted to, I could build an entire house out of carpet. I don't. Just saying I could have. It would also look terrible. Because I don't think I have any ability to... Nope. That's a lie. I could have made framed glass. Framed glass and carpets. That would be an abomination. It wouldn't even matter how much paint I had, it would still be an abomination. Built a couple of these because, you know, should make an effort to build everything. Somewhere around here is my food. Built one of these. Let's grab a pile of pie. The issue with these is, yeah, they're nice. They hold a lot of food. Like, one of these could easily replace almost all of the, here, you come with me. One of those could probably easily replace every one of these pseudo kind of sorted out ice boxes. The problem is it's big. It is unfortunately large. I'm gonna 3 by 4 by 3 high. I did not build the kitchen with this in mind. Which means if I wanted... No, I couldn't cram one in here. I couldn't. This is important because it divides the 2 rooms. I went with focused workflow, so everything would run twice as fast. Which admittedly isn't an issue now. Got 2 stars left. Paper making and cutting edge cooking. And build a house and shoot the meteor down. So trying to wedge that thing in here is just not going to happen. Now, I thought about, here's the other one. I thought about just putting it outside and using those nice big garage doors. I would have a really, it would be an ugly overhang here. It would not look, no way to cram it in. Next time we play and I go to build a kitchen, do me a favor and remind me not to do that. Please remind me to put you in that carcass box. Please remind me to give myself enough room to do what I need to do. I'll just finish loading up on pie here. And sausage too. We have a bunch of stuff to process. So we're not going to build the house today. I'm going to wait until I have advanced masonry. The reason for this, if I want to make a house, I want it to make it look nice. This is, to be completely honest, my favorite one of these woods, I think it's actually palm. The problem with palm is, unless you've spent the game farming palm wood, you're not going to have a lot of it. It's a much more vibrant color. Mahogany, on the other hand, redwood lumber, there's great big ass trees of it all over the place, just waiting to come down. And they're easy to find, because they're really tall. Palm lumber, you get like 25, 30 logs each. So unless we had started farming palm logs from the start, it's highly unlikely I was going to ever have enough to build a nice big proper house. What kind of conniption were you having? That said, I see no reason why regular lumber doesn't have all of these awesome abilities. Like, why can't regular lumber give us most of these? You know, regular lumber doesn't have awesome stuff like you might, let's put it this way, for a lot of people, if you're just gunning through this, it usually doesn't really matter, right? You just sort of gun through it. This style of stuff. So this is, how do I put this? So this has the, not you, one of these, it's got a nice thin wall. Just don't know which one it is. Or I'm just talking out my ass. I thought it did. I'm probably lying. It has much nicer columns. Say that. Right, that's... Granted, the tops and bottoms look a little laminated. I get that's supposed to be like sanded lumber. Got all these crazy underside things. Braces would be really, like a lumber brace would be nice. Would be really nice. It's got the 4. Whoops. Can get to do what I want here. A starting block. There we are. Arg! Too many buttons. Right, you got the 4 over, the... It's not a perfect ramp, because it's got this little hunk at the bottom, but... It's definitely a lot nicer. It doesn't... You're not limited to 45s. Right? You're not limited to a 45-degree angle. I have some lumber over here. Let's compare this. And go back. Lumber is, here we are, lumber. Lumber. So, an incredibly diminished number of forms. Our only roof possible is 45s. It's not terrible, like, in terms of lumber woods. It does look like... It's not quite the shingle... Stop flipping out. It's not quite cedar shingles, but it'll do, right? The problem is that 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 13, 14, 15, 16 different forms. Okay? 16 different forms. 5, 10, 14, and 7's 21, 28, 31, 33, 40 different forms. 40. Okay, granted, a bunch of these are weird. I can't. Weird stuff like dock fences and right, these tiny little things. Without those, we'd have what? 1, 2, 6, 7, 10, 12. So there's technically 16 different blocks there. But the sheer number of alternate forms you have is what lets us do weird crap like this. With a tier 1 material that is more flexible than the tier 2. Go figure that one out. Right? Like, what just the sheer amount of stuff, right? Like, this works because it takes up a whole block worth of space. Same thing with that. It bothers me that the most versatile block in the game is the first one you can make. Now, while that's nice, right? It keeps the first block you make in the game a valid construction material over the course of the game. This costs iron and oil and all of its associated supply chains. These both require iron. Boards you can make off the start. Log you can make off the start. These both require iron to produce. Now, granted, you get a bunch of it back, but it still requires that you have made iron in the past to use it. And then to make any of the furniture, it's screws. And to be honest, it's been so long since I've made any of these in composite. All the doors look nice. I don't remember what the rest of them look like. Typically don't bother to make composite lumber furniture because shortly thereafter we get into this kind of stuff. And the stone always looks a little nicer to me. Just saying, to me. So I'm going to build up a nice, healthy supply. We're already at of blah. I need to cut up more boards, I think. Is that my limiting factor? Yeah, boards was my limiting factor. The boards are easy. There's a reason I built this over here in the lumber yard. I'll get a bunch of that going. Make the laser cabinets. It's still going to take me time to build the 2 giant generators to power it. And I don't want to put any of that stuff down until we've got the generators go down first, then the lasers, just in case it decides it actually needs all of that power at once. Which I don't think it will. But I have to pick a spot, flatten out, like to at least to put it, right? Like somewhere interesting. I could put it on top of my house. The lasers on top of my house. Not the worst place to... Hey, wait a minute. One of these... I'm in the wrong spot, that's why. That's why. I was like, how come I can see all of this stuff when I know for a fact I've covered it over? That's why. I think I can fit the lasers on top of my house. House with frickin' laser beams on its head. Somewhere out here. Where are you, you stupid? Never in the sky when I actually want to look at you. We're technically day 18. I managed to stretch it out this long because I'm playing on a... It's not a server. I'm not letting it run 24/7. Otherwise, this would have been done a long time ago. Game only runs when I'm on, so we're at day 18, 200 math amount of hours. I forget how much. As it doesn't look like it's going to show its head, we're going to let it go there. I have a bunch of stuff to build. And then in the future, we have a meteorite to shoot down. I also think I only made pre-made 20 thumbnails for this series. So the thumbnail for next episode might look kind of silly. Either way, I will see you in the future.